2019 AUTOBACS Super GT Round 4 Chang Super GT Race. 皆さんこんにちは。My name is Amy Izawa. I will guide you through the Super GT races, sharing my experiences as the former pit reporter for the past 5 years. So I would like to welcome you in Buriram, Thailand. タイランドへようこそ. The only Super GT race abroad this season. The Thai round has always been one of my favorites during the season. It's quite a change from the other races in Japan. You know, different atmosphere, different feelings, and you know, the fans are so passionate. As you can see, the stand is packed with fans wanting to witness the world's top-class GT car racing. So looking at the air temperature, we have, it's quite hot, 32 degrees, track temperature 48 degrees, and the humidity 64. It's a typical weather condition in Thailand in June, I guess. Pretty hot. And it looks hot too. You know, the sunshine is pretty hard on everyone. We had some information saying that the track temperature is super hot, that you can't even walk on it with the driving shoes because they're, you know, thick in the sole. So yeah, we'll see what the hotness brings to this race. All the drivers getting ready for the very, very only Super GT Thailand round. So let's look at the starting grid for the 500 class. It's Waco's 4CR LC500 Oshima from pole position. Then we have Wet Sports Advent LC500 Kunimoto. Makovicky will be starting with the Cross Sports GTR. AU Tom's LC500 Nakajima. Keeper Tom's LC500 Hirakawa will be starting. Realized Corporation Advent GTR with Martinborough from Wales. Then we have the number 1 car, Raybrick NSX GT with Yamamoto. Then ARTA NSX GT, Izawa is the starting driver. Ruster for the Calsonic Impel GTR, and Quintarelli for Mochu Autic GTR. Heikki Kovalainen will be starting P11 with Denso Kovelkosard LC500, and Keihi NSX GT Bertrand Baguette will be starting. Here we have Mochu Mugen NSX GT with Muto, and the Mojulo Epson NSX GT with Makino. Last but not least, and Sermo LC500 with Tachikawa. They are suffering quite with the weight handicap, I guess. Next, we will look at the starting grid for the 300 class. Pole position, Sato, Hoppy 86MC. Then we have Realized Nissan GTR with Fenestras. JP Oliveira will be starting with the Stage Advantage GT3. Yasuda with the Gainer 10X GTR. Takagi in the ARTA NSX GT3 car. Then we have Kurosawa in the Leon Pyramid AMG. Hoshino is the starting driver for Gainer 10X Triple A GTR. Kataoka with the Good Smile Hatsune Miku AMG. Richard Lyons, Hitotsuyama Audi R8 LMS. And Lee starting with the Eva X-Works GTR. Ryo Michigami with Modelo Kenwood NXS GT3, and Yoshimoto will be starting with the Cintium LM Corsa RCF GT3. Subaru BRZ R&D Sports with Iguchi, and we have Andre Kucho with the T-Lamborghini GT3. Sakaguchi will be the starting driver for Keichun RCF GT3. Kato is starting with Cintium Apple Lotus. Yokomizo in the Pacific Mirai Atari NAC Porsche. Then we have Matsura with the Up Garage NSX GT3. Orido is the starting driver for the Toyota Prius. And there we have Wakisaka with Saitama Toyopetto Mark X MC. Motojima is the starting driver for the Manepa Lamborghini, and Hotonkam for the Atto RCF GT3. It's their home game. Here we have Nakayama in the Toyota Prius and Yamashita in the RNH AMG GT3. So we have a drone filming the circuit from above. It's always beautiful to see it from top. Here we have the series rankings for the 500 class. Leading is Tachikawa and Ishiura with the Zent Sermo car. And this is the only one car with a restriction on the engine because they're over 50k of weight. GT300, we have Nita and Sakaguchi in the 96 car. with a weight handicap of 60K. That's pretty heavy. So as we could have seen right now, the weight handicap is, pretty giving us something on the game for it, because I think it's the one race for the 500 where a lot of cars have the maximum weight on their cars. So we'll see how it affects the race today. For the 300s, they go up to 100 during the season, so they will still have a lot of more weight in the next few rounds. So we have Oshima here, who will be starting from front row. It's been a while for him. The last time was 2016, where he had his own pole position. This time his teammate did it at Q2 yesterday, and Oshima gets to start from that pole position. Look at those fans, There is always, every year we have the beautiful crowd of the Keihin fans. Here we see a Japan flag. Very nice to see it. So it looks like beautiful sky with not much clouds, giving us beautiful hot sunshine on the track. Yamashita, who did the pole position. So we are almost getting ready to start the race. Looking at my past few experiences in this Super GT Thai round, there were a few with this, 3 minutes to go, with this beautiful weather, and I can say that it was pretty hot just standing on the track, I think if it's a black car, you can even make some eggs on the car. I believe it's so hot. So I am pretty concerned with the temperature inside of the cars. It can get up to over 50, 60 degrees when you're driving. Obviously, we have some air conditioning in the cars, but they're just, partially on the body. So it's quite a tough one for all the drivers. And I wish that they will show us the best they can show us in this heat. Everyone getting off the track, getting ready. You can see, the heat boiling from the ground in this picture. Oh, look at that, beautiful. I wish I can be there and having a suntan session. Yeah, beautiful weather. And it's Thailand, a different feeling from other races in Japan. There's the Hoppy car, pole position of the 300 class. Sato will be starting. I am pretty, I want to know what tires. So, there's the start engine board. This is Mr. Surapol Utsintu, the Vice President of the Office of External Affairs, Thai Beverage Public Company Limited. Yes. So we find us on the Chang International Circuit. We are about to get ready. Starting the engines. It's always beautiful to have this nice sound of all the engines being ignited. I love it. The smell, the sound, the vibes you get. Yeah, you can hear it. I believe some of you who are watching the series on television might be on the track here today. I wish. So for all those who are there, just enjoy it. There's Mr. Surapol Tintu with the green flag. Getting ready, stand by. So for all the drivers, now is the time to, switch it on. Get into that level of the super exciting race. So there goes the green flag. And we go into the formation lap onto the track. The Super GT series starts with the rolling start, as many of you know already. And we have a formation lap before that to have the tires warmed up. So this is the first turn, T1. And we go into this long straight where they will push full throttle. The exit of the turn 1 is there's a lot of space. So you can see it's pretty spacious. The whole track has a 4.554K. And it's, as you can see, super flat. There's the safety car. It goes into turn 3, which is a very, very hard-braking zone. It's a zone into the hairpin. And there's the exit to the straight again. So we go all the way down, high speed, super high speed in this sector. I think this sector is one of the sectors where you can overtake a lot. Sector 3 will be a bit difficult, I believe. And we go with high speed to the left. A little bit down. And there's another hard braking point with a double left-hander. There you go, there's the double left-hander. You can see the ponds in between. And as you can see, it's called a stadium circuit, I would say, because you can see all the corners from the home straight from the stand where the fans are watching. It's pretty rare, I guess, for a circuit where you can see everything happening on this track. So it's quite interesting to just go there and enjoy the race by itself and have all the battles and all the races happening just in front of you. And we have the right turn and then another right long turn. And here it goes left and right, full throttle again here. And then into the final corner. So we're back here. A little bit more straight, full throttle to the home straight. Safety car will, I believe, get off here. We have the formation, beautiful formation of the cars. This is the last turn. And we go back to the home straight. Are you ready, everyone? And we go green. 2019 AUTOBACS Super GT Round 4 Chang Super GT race. Oshima takes a beautiful start. Very beautiful clean into the first corner. And yes, a very beautiful start. It's very, spacious and for him, it's, I think, what he has to do now is just leave the others behind and push as hard as he can. And here's the start for the 300 class. Kimiya from the front row and the GTR following him. Beautiful start into the first turn. Yes, it is. Not any contacts. A very good start for the 300. Oh! So here we have the GTR overtaking. Kimiya is giving away his position. There's a lot of fights in the back with the GTR and the station. Okay, so Kimiya must keep his position now. And there is the station is following him from behind. I believe that the 7 car is very, the Aston Martin is very light. I must say they don't have any weight right now. They have a 0 kilogram of weight handicap. So I think it's a chance for them to push for it and go for the win. Here back again with the 500 class. We have 3 Lexus cars. 1, 2, 3 are Lexus cars. And the 24 car and the 3 car. Makovici is backing down. Well, I must say at the beginning we have in Super GT there is this tire war we always talk about, and it's a matter of tires, whether they pick the right tires and whether it matches the temperature. As we heard from some interviews before, the tire temperature, the track temperature is pretty high today. It's 48 degrees, so let's see how that affects the race. However, since you can see it's a flat course and it's not that hard on tires, so it might happen that they will last very long life. So some teams, they decide not to change tires during the pit stop. So that will be another thing to watch later. So there we have the 2 Nissan GTRs battling for it. Else, it's quite a calm start, I guess. Obviously, everyone pushing hard. And Makovici, I must say, in the craft sports, here this one, Makovici, he has a very tough month of racing. He had 24 hours, a double 24 hours within 2 weeks in Le Mans, and then at the Nürburgring, and then now here to Thailand, all the way from Europe. Here we have the fight for P1, P2, 3 Lexuses. I must say that the Lexus LC500 cars, not only the LC500, we had in the past 5 rounds 4 wins of Lexus, 2 wins of the former RCF, and the last 2 years, the last 2 times with LC500, we had 1 win with the Nissan car and 0 for the Honda cars. Ooh, Honda, it's time for you to win at least 1 race. It's the 6th time in the Chang International Circuit. Obviously, looking right now, the Lexuses are pretty strong. We have the Wet Sports, the 19 car with Kunimoto pushing for it. He has a lot of good memories back here in the Thai round. He was a lot of times on the podium. So I think he has a good feeling on this track. Oh, here he tries. He tries from the outside, but the next corner is a right turn, so not yet. So this will be a close fight throughout the whole race now. And from behind, we have the 36 car, AU car we have, coming from the back. And Nakajima is the starting driver, so our world champion of WEC. Wow. At Le Mans, did you see the race? I hope so. Yes, he is now pushing for P2. There we go with the 300 class. Oh, the GTR is leaving everyone behind. The realized GTR 56 car with Sasha Fenestras is leaving everyone behind. And we have the Hoppy inside. And there's another battle with the GTR cars. Switched. The 10 car overtook the 11 car, but I think that's been quite a close fight from the beginning, I believe. So looking at the 300 class, we have the GTR running away right now with the Hoppy Hachiroku and the station Aston Martin in between, and then 2 other Nissan GTRs, which shows us obviously that the GTR is quite a strong package here on the Chang International Circuit. Looking at past results for the 300 class, We have in 2014, 2015, and last year, 2018, winners were a GTR. So we will see who will be the winner today. And talking about the close battle right now with the two Gainer GTRs, the 11 car was the winner of last year. So if they get the podium, it will be 2 years in a row, which will be amazing for them, I guess. Hoppy, Hachiroku, D-Station, and the two GTRs. After that, we have AMG, another GTR, and Audi. Look at that, it's amazing. I'm always telling you, but the beauty of this Super GT race is that they have so many different cars. And you can see that the 500 class is almost overlapping the 300 class. Let me explain again that in Super GT we have two different classes, the 300 class and the 500 class. And now is the time where the top, the P1 car from the 500 is going into the crowd of the 300 class. So it gets pretty exciting from now on, because the 500s, they need to leave through the 300s. So sometimes you can use them, sometimes they block you a bit. That's the fun part in Super GT. Oh, so we see that the 36 car Nakajima AUTOBACS did or did not. There is the 19 car coming from behind, but Nakajima is on P2 now. He did overtake the 19 car. I think he used some of the 300s because, as you can see, the 19 car with Kunimoto sitting in is quite struggling with some 300 class cars to just clear them out. This is a lot of cars. Oh my god. Amazing. This will be a full push for all of them. There is now quite a gap between the P2 car and P3 car. We will see how Nakajima will or will not overtake Oshima, who started from pole position. Pretty close now. Pretty close. Now it's a matter of the 300s, I believe. Ooh. Very beautiful. He used the 34 car to make some gap, and Nakajima is stuck behind it. And obviously for the 300s, you need to be careful and oh, watch out, watch out. Ooh, that was pretty close. That not these kind of, things happen when a 500 comes from the back. Watch out and not get into any contact. Getting to the first corner again. So we see the 24 car coming from the back. Oh, here we go. Nakajima is going to overlap from the outside. No, he did not quite. Not yet. But we see the GTR, the 24 car. The realized GTR is a little bit closer and closer. Kondo Racing. Yeah, the director, Kondo, he had a beautiful race back in the Nürburgring 24 hours race last weekend, 2 weekends ago. Well, it was last weekend, actually. He is having a quite tough schedule. Still, we have Oshima and Nakajima. Wackles and AU are battling for P1. And obviously the 19 car is coming from behind. We to explain you a bit about the pit stops, we have a race with 66 laps today, so you are you have to pit in well, one driver is obviously going to do 1/3 or is able to change when he clears 1/3 of the race, which means that the minimum of today's pit-in will be from 22 up to 24 laps, I guess. So we'll see how it goes. We only have 9 laps cleared now, so it's a bit of more to go. Still here to fight for P1. Oh my god, this is a lot of pushing for both of them today. And it is boiling hot. They're tail to nose. However, sometimes a bit more, sometimes a bit less. I think Nakajima is just looking for the right timing. At some sectors, Oshima is faster, and at some sectors, he's not. We have his teammate Sekiguchi with a pretty nice smile on his face. I remember him having not enough fuel in the past Thai rounds, where he was kind of in a good position and did end up with no points. So a lot of ups and downs for him. There was a change in position in the back and back again with the top 2 cars. Obviously, he is letting know the cars in front that there is this very, very hard battle happening right now. And he doesn't want any 300s to get in his way, obviously. As you can see, the Chang International Circuit is not, a circuit where you can easily overtake. But you have some certain points where, just get into and then overtake. Then we have the Zend car from behind, the very only one with the restriction on the engine. And the drone picture from above. This is beautiful. Very beautiful. We usually don't have the drones in Japan due to some, rules. But here in Thailand, we can show you the drone pictures live. That's very nice. The temperature was shown right now. It's a bit more than the qualifying yesterday. A little bit more. So they were talking about how it might affect the tires. The start, it was 32 degrees, but now the air temperature went actually up to 35 degrees. Oh my god. It must be boiling hot. But however, the hotness, how it will affect the tires, I am not so sure. If it's in the right range, then no problem, I believe. Even though it's so hot, I think that some of the teams will do a pit stop without tire changes. So, still having the close battle here. We see that Oshima is really pushing hard. His lap time is super quick, faster than the one from Nakajima. So I believe they have a very, very tough time right now pushing for everything. And looks like in the 300 class we have the Kondo Racing Nissan GTR, the Realize GTR, pushing. I think he wants to give the turn to his teammate with a lot of gap to behind. Look at that, that's a lot of gap. It's 6.4 seconds he has right now, which is quite a lot. Everyone from behind trying to catch up. JP Oliveira, he's back from the Nürburgring 24 hours race too. Well, he did not get to finish the race, but yeah, still it was his first time doing that 24 hours race. And now in Thailand with this D-Station Vantage, number 7 car. JP from Brazil, he is, and so long with us. Okay, we have a pit report. So there is a report where they did send the tires from the prior race to the factory in Europe. And they did some adjustments with the tires of the Yokohama tires, and that is apparently working very well right now. Wow. That's interesting information from the pit reporter I just had. So it looks like, yeah, they have quite a clean race right now. We could see the pits before, they were kind of happy. Pretty happy, I guess. It's always nice to walk through the pits and have all these, you know, expressions from all the teams and from the directors, team members. It shows kind of everything, how they see themselves right now. So we have going back to the 500 class. We have the 2 GTRs in front and the keeper Toms from behind. That's pushing for P5. Makovicki, he started quite in a good position. However, dropped a little bit back. And we have pushing from behind is Hirakawa Ryo, who is very strong on this track too. He won this race in 2017 with the same package with Nick Cassidy. The two of them had some good memories in the past, I would say. And I remember having him as a pole sitter back then too, so I think he knows the ways on this track. Nick and Ro, they have been quite a stable team now for the past few years. 2 years ago, they were champion. 2017, it was the youngest combination back then. Here we have the Hatsune Miku AMG with, who is that in the back? That's Audi. They had a switch in position. Kataoka pushing hard. There's a replay. How did he overtake? He went to the inside. Oh, the Audi went a bit further than expected, I believe. Nice overtaking at turn 8 and 9, I believe it was. And good. Getting back to Hopi Hachiroko MC, Sato Kimiya. I think he is, I'm not sure, it's just from my perspective, he is carrying the tires. Because Hopi Hachiroko MC is always famous for the non-change of tires during the pit stops. Here we have Heikki Kovalainen and all the others from behind. Keihin, the 17 car with Baguette right now. They had quite a tough week. I guess they. He has something on the rear, something looking out, but. The 17 car Keihin. There's a factory, a big factory nearby this area, or within reachable area of this Chang International Circuit. So that's why we have these fans, a crowd of fans for the 17 car, for the Keihin car. And the drivers, they get into Thailand a bit earlier than all other teams, and they go all around Thailand and visit the factories, having some fun time and some talk shows and some fan service, I would say, in the factories for the people in Thailand who are working for Keihin. That's always beautiful, to have a crowd cheering for you. Still, we have the same positioning for the 300s, but the Hopi is being followed by the D station for quite a while now. Oliveira is pushing hard, I guess, and then the GTR from behind. As you can see, the track is boiling. You can see it through the TV. Okay, and the GTR is pushing from behind too. A great package, the 10 car. It was, I guess, the number 10 car back in 2014 and 2015 when it was still with Hoshino. They had a win, but it was not the 10 car, it was a number 3 car back then, another team, but still a GTR. So I believe this will go on for the next few laps. We will see whose tires might last longer or not. We are at lap 17, getting closer to the pit stop timing, and that will, I believe, change the drama here a lot, affect the race. Look at this 56 Realized GTR car. It's driving on his own. It's just cruising right now with a lot of gap. The gap now is 8.8 seconds. That is quite a lot to take back for the Hopi car, which means that the only way to overtake might be the pit stop time. So we'll see about that. We have the Hopi Hachiroku MC with a weight handicap of 14 kilograms. That is not too much. I believe that will not that much affect the race itself. The heaviest car in the 300 class is the leader on the board, the 96 car K-Tunes, with 60 kilograms. So that might be affecting them very much. Explaining you the weight handicap rules, we have a season of 8 races, and the very first race and the last race, the final round, will be without weight handicap. The others, they will have a handicap with weight on it, which is calculated double of the points they have. So that makes the whole series quite interesting and, unpredictable, I would say. Because sometimes you are just too heavy and then it affects the tires. It obviously affects the speed. So it will, kind of give you the drama. And for the 500 class, the rule is if you go over 50 kilograms of weight handicap, you get a restriction on the engine, and then plus the rest of the weight. And this time is the first race with one car having the restrictions on the engine, which is the 30 8th car, descent ceremony. Oh, here we go. JP is going for it from the inside and he took it. Very nice, the high speed to the left. And oh, why is Hoppy Hachiroku backing down? The 10 car did overtake too. And we see Fuji Tomonobu getting ready already, so maybe they will pit in with the minimum. So now he is pushing very much. Maybe JP was carrying the tires and then just now that he will have a pit stop soon, he is pushing hard to get a margin. Still, they realized the 56 car with Sasha Fenestras now having a gap, we will see, with 9.9 seconds. 9 seconds in a Super GT race is almost, it's impossible to, overtake. That is quite a lot of margin. He got super quick, the 56 car. And another GTR overtaking the Hoppy Hachiroku MC. Kimiya, what is happening? Maybe it's the tires. Maybe he is carrying for the tires. I don't know. I just presume. And then we have the 500 class. The leader of 500 is still the number 6 car, Wakosu Oshima. His gap is not too big. It's 1.2 seconds. So, but still, there is more space than before in between the last few laps. Okay, Nakajima pushing hard for it. We had some information from the reporters from Thailand who gave us some information about the tires. The number 6 car has a tire package of slightly soft ones. Softer than the 36 car. The 36 car and the 37 car, the two Tom's cars, they have same tires, which is the medium hard range, they said. So I think the soft ones, do they last? I think so, because it looks like Oshima is having quite a good good time with his cars. Oh, so there goes Hirakawa overtaking Makovici. And it's a fight for P5 now. Makovici, who started from P3, is back to P6 now. The keeper, Hirakawa, is pushing, using the 300s to get away. From behind, there is only the 3 car, which is right now stuck behind the 7 car from the 300 class, the D station. Aston Martin. Mako-chan, it must be super duper hot comparing to the races in Europe. And the air temperature went down a bit again. It's 34 degrees. So there is the first pit stop. It's Leon. The Leon AMG is in the pits. And they only have the front tires ready. The mechanics, they are checking the tires. They only changing the front, I believe. We will see how that will change the game. They will obviously win some time, a few seconds, if they only change 2 tires. And now it's Gamo back on the track. That was the minimum. So the minimum is 22 laps. So now the pits, they get very busy now. I always, when I was doing pit reporter, that's the time where I kind of get nervous in the pits. You need to get ready for all these cars coming into the pits, and whether they do change or not change tires, that is so much work in the pits. And in this Chang International Circuit there, because we have so many cars in the Super GT series, we have the pits in the main pit stand, and there's a few pit boxes at the end of the pit lane. So it's quite a long walk from one pit to another in this heat. So yeah, I believe the pit reporters, they have quite a tough race right now too. Here we have the 500 class. A close battle, and Hirakawa is catching up from behind. Two Lexuses, and in between a GTR. Oh, and Hirakawa is looking for the right timing. Weaving from one side to the other. Seeing which timing he can get. The Kondo Racing, they have the Yokohama tires. They sometimes do a pit stop without changing, and the director Kondo is also, kind of a gambler. Whether he takes the shot or not. Still here, having Oshima P1 and Nakajima following. And there's quite a big gap now between the P2 car and the P3 car. 19, with all the other cars following from behind. 19, 24, and then the 39. The wet sports with Lexus, the GTR, the Kondo Racing, and the keeper Thomas, which is another Lexus. Wow. It's always nice to have these clear and clean battles. There is not much contact or anything happened so far, which is quite nice to watch. Oh, here we have the 35 car, the Atto team. This is the home team, Team Thailand. They did change fork tires, I believe. It must be amazing for them to be fighting in the Super GT race in their home country. That's amazing, and I believe that there are so many fans cheering for them. And this year it's Sean Walkingshaw joined the team. He's from England, and he used to drive for ARTA, but now he's in the Team Thailand. And he has some good experiences in the Thai round too. Well, back then it was a BMW, but now he's back with the Lexus car with the Atto RCF. It's quite a calm, nice race today. And I get some information from the pits. A lot of teams are getting ready to pit in, I believe. We have 25 laps now. So every time I have been in the Thai Super GT rounds for the past 4 years. 4 years it was already. There have been races with the Thai, whether the typical rain, the scold, the showers you say, whether we had in the past, but today it looks like much of, yeah, not any rain, I believe. They told me that there were some clouds above, but I think no chance that it will rain. Still, we have here the GTR in between the two Lexuses. Is it in between, or is Hirakawa going to take over? Nope, not yet. Oh, now side by side. And who goes? It's a left turn. The hairpin is no. Oh no, that was the after the long straight. It was 2 lefts, but no, still the same. Still the same, but from behind, Makobiki is coming. Craft Sports, number 3 car, the GTR. Isn't it amazing, all these different tire manufacturers? It's a Michelin for the number 3 car, and Bridgestone for the keeper car. And it's amazing, you know, there's this close battle. We have a Lexus and we have a Nissan, Lexus and Nissan again. LC500 GTR, LC500 GTR with different tire manufacturers. Amazingly. So talking to Makobiki about Super GT is he is so happy to be back. He used to race this series before with Honda. At this time he got an offer from the Nissan number 3 car, and he jumped right at it because he loves it. He loves it so much here. And oh, we see some pictures from images from the pits. We just saw that the 19, the Wet Sports, here you go, is getting ready to change tires. They had 4 tires to be changed. Also, the 38 cards and Sermo LC500 and the 8 car, the ARTA NSX GT, they had a pit stop. Oh, there's the Keihin who didn't change tires. They did not change tires. That was information from Jiro Takahashi from the pits. They did not change tires. That means they did gain quite a lot of time. They saved a lot of time. So let's see in which position they get back. Oh, ooh, they're pitting in together. 19 and the 24 getting into the pits at the same time. So now it's a matter of the pit work. I see that Realize that didn't have tires. Well, the 19 car is having a full service. In the back we see the 24 car. It looks like they're having a full service too. Ooh, yeah, let's have a look at the time and how many seconds they have the pit work. It's such a sprint race, and the pit work is, whoa, so quick. The 19 car is ready and goes out first. The 24 has a bit of gap, so there is no change in position. 8 seconds difference. The 19 car had 42.1 seconds, whereas the 24 Realize GTR had 50 seconds. Over 50 seconds it took for them. That's a pity. Now there's this gap in between it, but they're both on fresh tires going back to the track. However, look at that, Keihin did not change tires, so the tires are warmed up and he can push as hard as he can. But however, he needs to carry the tires so that they will last until the end, because we have more than half to go. Here's the pit stop for the keeper Tom's car, 37. Hirakawa will change the seat to give the seat to Nick Cassidy. And here we have the the two top cars where Nakajima did overtake. Finally now, they did not pit in yet. So, wow, it took him a while. It took him 29 laps to overtake. But beautiful, now he's P1. And Oshima, P2. I think the tires. Oshima started on softer tires than Nakajima did. So I believe that the tires are kind of, you know, being worn out, I would say, slightly. So, well, we will see how long he will stay on the track until the pit stop. It's still a close battle. Still close. And Nakajima is going to overtake the 19 car again. But this is another lap. So the 19 car was just in pits. What did happen there? That's how he overtook. That's how Nakajima overtook Oshima beforehand. The tires are very, I think, matching the track right now for Nakajima. They did choose slightly harder ones than the other Lexus cars. Oh, in the pits. Oh, at the same timing. Here again. Same time in the pits. Now, again, it's a matter of the pit stop time. Ooh. Wow. The 500s. Also, the Hoppy Hachiroku, the pole starter of the 300 class, is in the pits right now too, apparently. And I see that they have not any tires ready. Hoppy did not change tires. Did not. And going out again, that was super quick. Now we have the timing for the 500 class for the AULC 500. Nakajima, who did a great job. Very great job. Changing to Sekiguchi. Sekiguchi is pretty, you know, having a great race life, obviously, right now. Some success with, oh, NLC, oh, the number 6 car did overtake in the pits. They had, I think, a quicker pit stop. So now it's again a battle of P1 for the 36 car. But Sekiguchi, he loves it here, I believe. He has, in Super Formula, he is being successful recently too. He's having quite a good time, I guess, with his racing life. So we have a report from the pits again. Yeah, the timing of the the pit stops, that they were so close that a very hectic pit stop, I believe, and they're all back on the track. We need to see, clear out what is happening where right now, which is the current positioning of everyone. It's always hectic after the pit stop, because now we have some who did not change tires, who did change tires, and who is on warm tires and who's not. And we need to clear that out a bit once it calms down. So we have here, that's the number 3 car. They did not go into the pits yet, I believe. And the 19 car. Oh, I just saw, was that, no. Well, we see the ranking right now. We have the... Oh, Nick is pushing hard for it too. And this is the Nissan GTR, the Craft Sports. There is the leader of the 300s now, having the pit stop. Sasha is getting off the car, and Hiramine Kazuki is in the car. We see that they did they change tires? Yes, they did change tires. Very well done, Sasha. That was amazing. I mean, he left everyone behind and just was cruising, I believe. Now it's Hiramine's turn to drive this car straight into the end to the checkers flag. Out he goes. 39 seconds. That's quite a quick one. That was well worked with the team. It's a new team this year, the 56 Kondo Racing. Realize it's a university automobile. It's a university, so it's a part of the team are students still learning, and a part from the team which were driving in the Super Taikyu till last year. It's a new team, and it's quite a strong team. They have been successful in the first few rounds, and I think it's a good package with Sasha and Hiramine and the GTR, I believe. Looking at the ranking of the season, they are at P7 and a weight handicap of 24 kilo, which is not too much. Might affect a little bit, but not too much, I believe. So Hiramine is back on the track. He always used to be quick. Back the days he was driving in the Lamborghini. Very nice young driver, I believe. And he, had some pole positions too. Beautiful. And talking about this team, Sasha, who just got out of the car, he was born in France, but then moved with age of 4 months to Argentina. So he speaks Spanish, English, and French, which is, wow, quite a lot. Very international. Yeah. And obviously it's a satellite team of the 500 class 24 car. It's the same Kondo Racing. Back to here, Hoppy Hachiroku MC. Now we have Matsui Takamitsu. Takamitsu, he is quick on this track. Yesterday for the qualifying, that was amazing. He did such a great job. Super great job done. Here we had the 23 car, and now the champion car, the number 1 car. And it's Jensen Button getting into the cockpit. Again, the 6 car, which is leading obviously now and having a little bit of gap. Sekiguchi is going for it, pushing hard. Well, as we can see from the very beginning, it's not easy to overtake, obviously, on this track. And it was the pit stops which changed the games. There is another report from the pits. It's about the gray brick car, the number 1 car who just did a pit stop. He saw... Oh, look at that. The 37 and the 17 car. The 37 changed 4 tires. The 17 did not change tires. Are the tires going to last for the 17? But as we can see that he is having a battle with the 37. The tires are good so far, obviously. As I was talking again about the pit report, it looks like the number 1 car had a slight contact with someone. The wing was a little bit broken, apparently. I don't know where that happened. And there, the 17. Now the 17 is dropping down in position. The Denso car is pushing hard. They did have a pit stop already. They did change 4 tires. So now it's the 37 car followed by the 39 car. And here we go. Sekiguchi super close, tail to nose, with Yamashita at P1 right now. Oh, he is aggressively from behind, trying to get the inside, but not yet. It's a left turn, and after that it's a right. It's a heartbreaking point there. Okay, again a little bit of gap, but as we can see, I think Sekiguchi has some parts of this track where he is super quick, and some where Yamashita is quicker. Ooh, that's quite a battle for the next 30 laps, I believe. Both fresh tires and fighting for the win. Oh, that is the 16 car, is it? Oh, getting off the track. What happened? Nakajima Daisuke. Oh, and the 8 car. Did they have a contact? That is a bad place. No, that is in middle of the track. That is not good. Will that give us a red flag? Now it's a yellow. We'll see what happened. So that's the 8 car. It just spun on his own. Oh, but as you can see, there is something not right on the left side, in the rear part of the car. There was something hanging, so there must be some contact. Oh no, how will that affect the race? Okay, here we have now a lot of replays, I guess. It happened here. What happened here? That's the 16 car is trying to overtake the number 1 car, but had a contact. Oh, okay, so everyone was involved in it. The 16 just had a contact with the number 1 car, and then the 8 car had some bad luck just from behind and spinned because it wanted to escape that contact. Oh, there's another report. So there was a pit stop of the D Station 7 car, Aston Martin. They did only change the right 2 tires. Only the right 2 tires. Well, so there are some teams which only change front tires. There are some which only change the right tires, and which don't change tires. So a safety car. Safety car gets into the Super GT race. Was there any race without the safety car? So far, no. Every time. Well, which makes the race interesting again. The safety car rule is that the pit lane is closed now, so you are not able to get into the pits. Now, I think we still have a few teams which did not pit in yet. Do they have enough fuel? Because it's almost the maximum you have to get into the pits. There's another report from the pits. The 16 has something in the front, right front. And the number 1 car has only some issues at the rear, at the back. So they just changed one rear tire, and went out of the pits again. And here that is and the 16 is in the garage. Oh, so the number 8 car had a bit of bad luck, I guess. They were involved in an accident, not their own, and spinned out of the track and not able to get back again. That is a pity for them. That is not what we have expected. So that is quite heavy on the number 8 car. They are on the ranking board of the season on P4. I believe they wanted to have more points. Obviously, they're going for the championship. Still in good position with P4, but now with no points going home from Thailand. To explain you the safety car rules again, we have the safety car which is leading the race, and we need to sort out the positions of the 500s and the 300s, and then we have a safety car restart. This is very unique. We only have this safety car rule in the Super GT series, which is very often affecting some results, obviously, because right now we had, for example, at the 300 class, the 56, the realized GTR had a huge gap to the back, but now it's gone. No gap anymore after the restart, so the whole 10 seconds he had will be eliminated. And there's the 18 car in the pits. That's bad timing. They cannot pit out now because the pit lane is closed. What is the number 1 car doing? Okay, so back here with the 18 car, they cannot get out of the pits because of the safety car. They will get back at the very end after the restart, so that is very, very unfortunate. So as I said, the gap in between the top cars, P1 car and the one following, will be gone for both classes. There we have another replay. Oh, the 16 car, did he not see? Well, the one closed in. That's a accident. One or the other did not see it coming, did he? And the fact that the 8 car was involved in it too, that's so sad. The 16 car, that is Nakajima Daisuke. And in the number 1 car, that was Jensen Button. Oh, here, his teammate Yamamoto not looking happy. Not so happy. But I mean, he is being successful in his other races. Must be happy with his other racing. We will see. Looking at the rankings so far for the number 1 car, they are looking at the championship at P8. So they need more points, obviously. However, for the NSX cars today, we did not see many in the front, so I think they are struggling a bit with the tie round. We always say that the NSX with the midship style of the car is not as quick as expected due to the hotness, the temperature obviously, and humidity. So this is the safety car rule. We will line up the 500 class and the 300 class, and then it will be a restart. So for the 300s, they need to line up, and we will let go everyone who is in front of the first position. That's very unique. Oh, and the 1 car going into the garage. Something did obviously not feel right. That's unfortunate. Jensen, he just got into the car, but then an accident happened back in the box. We will see what's wrong, and hopefully they get it right, or if not, then they will go back to Japan without any points. It looks like he is getting out of the car, is he? No, he's not. Oh, yes, he is. Well, I think that's, yeah, not good. He wanted to stay in the car, but then the director just told him to get out of the car. And he's just checking around with the car and what happened and whatnot. Alright, so this is the restart with the safety car in front. We just lined up the right positions of the cars with the leader of the 500 in front here. As you can see, it's a complete new start for everyone. No gap in between the following cars. So I wonder, with the teams which did not pit in yet, are they having enough fuel? It's almost 2/3 of the whole race. Well, obviously, I guess after the safety car goes away, a lot of cars which did not have a pit stop yet, they will rush into the pit lane, I believe. So, interesting. Now we have another issue because, for example, the 17 car, the Keihin, did not change tires and has to do the safety car run here right now, which will obviously give some more extra rounds for the tires. Obviously, he wanted to just go through the whole race without this safety car, but now it happens to be this way. This was Hiramine with a lot of gap to behind, but now he lost it all. He had a gap of about 10 seconds almost. And to lose that just because of this safety car, that hurts a lot. That hurts a lot. So once the light of the safety car goes out, that will mean a restart. Now it's still blinking, so we have a bit more time to do the safety car run. All the cars are weaving because they don't want their tires to cool down. They need them to be warmed up. Weaving, getting ready for a restart. That's the leader of the 300 class, and he has the D station Aston Martin right behind. In the D station Aston Martin, there is Fuji Tomonobu in the cockpits. He did only change 2 tires. He only changed 2 tires. I hope they will last. And there... Yes, I can see that. Obviously, this team is not happy. Hatsune Miku is not happy with the safety car. I believe he was ready before the safety car, and just at that timing where they wanted to pit in, it happened. That means that, yeah, they will lose a bit of time after the restart due to the timing of the pit stop. Yeah, well, that's the Super GT race. It's unpredictable. You never know what happens. There is almost always a safety car. So I think you need to just plan the race with the possibility of 1 or even more safety cars during the whole race. It is still with the safety car in front. That's Hoppy Hachiroku with Matsui Takamitsu, who did get the pole position yesterday, who is on used tires, not fresh ones. They did not change the tires. Oh, the lights are out. Means that the safety car will pit in, get off the track at this lap. And that means a restart for all the drivers. Yamashita is accelerating, and it's a restart. But they are not able to overlap before they go over the control line. So now back at the lane, and it is a restart. Now it starts, everything starts over again, right like at the beginning, with no gap in between. A clear fight. He is Yamashita having a nice... Oh, the keeper, Nick just... Oh my god, there was... Oh, that was a big jump. That was unlucky. Nick just pushed Sekiguchi out. You did saw that jump. It must have done something in the car down on the surface. That was unlucky. Is the front tire is it a bit? I think no, it's still okay. Still okay. I hope it did not affect anything on the machine. That's the restart for the 300 class, and I believe the GTRs, they overtook. The 2 GTRs overtook the 7 car, the Aston Martin. So now it's GTR and then the Hoppy and no, there is the GTR and now another GTR and GTR. 1, 2, 3 are GTRs for the 300 class. Interesting. Looks they are really strong on this track. So back at the 500 class, still Yamashita who is taking the lead, and Nick is pushing from behind. aggressively. Super close, almost close. And the 24 car overtook the 17 car. The GTR overtook the NSX. I believe that's the only NSX, the only Honda car which is at P6 right now. All the other Hondas are not there today. They are there, but not being competitive today. So we have another 1/3 to go, and oh my god, this is super close now. Nick, Cassidy, and Yamashita. And ooh, that will be a tough race for the both of them. Two Lexuses going for the win. I just got some information from the pits that the number 4 car, Hatsune Miku AMG, did not change tires. So that's the only way to just reach for the higher position. Oh, and here he goes, Nick trying to overtake from the inside. The next corner is one to the left. But still side by side. Oh, a little bit of contact. It's a left corner. The next one is a left 1-2. Ooh, and still Yamashita in front. Oh my gosh. There is no time to breathe. That is a battle. That's pure battling for the win, in the middle of the podium. Okay, so it goes left and right, and back to the final corner. It looks like Hirakawa is quite enjoying it. We don't know what kind of eyes he had because of the glasses, but the two teammates looking at this battle, it should not be easy to be watching this, does it? So we still have these two in the front. Nick almost got it. We will see when he will get the chance to overtake again, because now they are getting involved into the 300s again. It is always fun to watch these two, Yamashita and Cassidy. They always fight in the Super Formula series too, so it's always nice to see them having this, aggressive, pure fighting, pure racing. Very, very beautiful, very competitive. They both did change tires. Well, but the 37 car and the 6 car, I believe they have another selection of the tires. We'll see how that affects. So this is the fight for P4. It's the Denso LC500 with Nakayama and the 24, the realized GTR car. There we go. They almost don't have a gap. The gap is in between 1 second. And the others from behind are catching up bit by bit. The realized GTR 24 car is pushing pretty hard. It's the only one, a Nissan car, which is having a battle at the front at P5. This was the scene where Nick overtook Sekiguchi. The three Lexus cars. Oh, I think the Nick went out a bit, and then Sekiguchi had some bad luck. Oh my god, that's Nakajima, our world champion and Le Mans winner. But now having a bit of bad luck. Oh, so here the 24 car did overtake the Lexus, the Denso Sard car. Takaboshi in P4 right now. Very well done. They are in the Yokohama tires. I thought that they will not change the tires, but actually they did change the tires. They had a four-wheel change. Now it's a battle between Sekiguchi and Nakayama, the 36 car and the 39 car. Sekiguchi must be super aggressively pushing now. That was not his fault, I guess, that he got pushed out and jumped a bit. Well, looking at the tires, we have P1, P2 are Bridgestone tires, and the 19 car, which is on P3 right now, Yokohama, and the Nissan GTR car on P4 has Yokohama tires too. And after that, it's all Bridgestone. So we just have this battle between the Bridgestones and the Yokohama, I guess. We always talk about the tire war here in Super GT, but this time for the 500 class, it's Bridgestone and Yokohama. Oh, and by the way, it's been the Bridgestone tires have won all the races in this season so far. The first, second, and third round, Bridgestone was always in the middle of the podium. So we'll see how it works for them with the tie round. Still Nick pushing from behind, trying to overtake. And Yamashita, talking about Yamashita Kenta, I saw him. Oh, there's another car off the track. It's the 50 car. The AMG is out of the track. But was that a contact or was that a spin by himself? I don't know. Hope we don't get another safety car. But I think that position was okay. Just, I guess, a yellow flag or something. Still, we have those two fighting for the win and totally back in the mess in the crowd of the 300 class cars. Now it's a matter of Nick how he uses the cars to catch up, or how Yamashita uses the cars to run away. So talking about Yamashita Kenta again, I saw him at Le Mans. He was there for the Toyota team. Some, I think he wanted to learn about Le Mans racing. And 2 weeks before that, he had a huge accident. So that was at the beginning of June. He had a huge accident at the Super Taikyu 24 hours race. I believe some of you remember that. Wow, that was, he ran into the wall without no de-acceleration. So he had some issues in his neck and had this neck supporter on. Still at Le Mans, he had it on. So, all the fans, us, we were worried whether he can, race. However, we saw him last weekend at the Super Formula, normally racing again. And today here, yesterday, obviously pole position. Super fit again, so it's good to know that he recovered well from his big accident back 1 month ago. So, and he is not cruising. Very good usage of the 300 right now. Nick is a bit stuck behind the Atto car, the Thai team. And Sekiguchi is dropping his positions slowly. Some bad luck. Here we have the Craft Sports. The Zen Ceremony 38 car just overtook the Keihin. I'm pretty sure Keihin is struggling with the tires. They did not change them. They are dropping positions. They're dropping speed. That was, I guess, unfortunate for them to have the safety car before. So we are at lap 51, another 15 laps to go, which might, feel long for some teams, which might be quick for some teams. And here we have the Subaru BRZ, the 61 car. They did actually not change tires. The Dunlops, they did not change tires. That was some information from the pits. And the 61 car, they are at position, well, not that high, but they are still in the range, fighting to get some points. The leader for the 300 class is still the 56 car. And then we have the two Nissan Gainer GTRs following. If they get the checkers flag in this position, it will be a GTR festival for us today. They are a strong package apparently. And the 64 car, there's something hanging in behind. That's Makino Tadasuke. It was his birthday yesterday, I guess. Happy birthday to you. 22 years old. Ooh, that's pretty young still. And driving in the 500 class from this year. He showed some good performances in the past. This year, he's a teammate with Naren Katikian, former F1 driver. You all know, I presume. Juichi Wakisaka is the... Yes, he always does that. He is currently the leader. Here you go with Yamashita in the car. Leader of the race. The action with the fist Wakisaka just did was, yeah, go for it. In Japanese we say ganbare. Ganbatte. And that's what we say when we want to, cheer somebody up. So we still have this Nissan GTR trying. Oh no, no. Yeah, trying to get on the podium. He is fighting for P3. A little bit of gap to the front. Here we have the 300 class again. So 56 Nissan GT-R, the current leader. That's nice to see the two sister cars. The one in 300 and the one in 500. It's the same team, Kondo Racing, with the director, Kondo Masahiko, who actually is a Japanese idol, is a singer actually, very famous one. So it's kind of interesting, that these kind of famous people, they start getting into this motorsport scene and then start creating their own team and being successful with it. That's amazing. At the track, we don't see him sing, but he is the director of the two teams, of the two blue teams. And did I just see the 68 car overtaking Sekiguchi in the AUTOBACS car? I think so. Oh, so Ishiura is super pushing hard. They started from the last grid of the 500 class. Now they're up to P7. That's the only car with the restrictions on the engine. pushing hard. Sekiguchi is suffering a hard time right now. And Zen Sermo did not perform well starting from yesterday. I heard that the teammate Tachikawa had some, he was not in good condition apparently. But now it's Ishiura in the cockpit. So, talking about the 36 car, they are looking at this season ranking at P3, and this number 38 car, the Zen Sermo, is ranked is the leader of the board of the season so far. The 36 car with a weight handicap of 44, so they're pretty heavy too. And once they get some points at this race, they will have the restrictions for the next Fuji round, which means that I don't know, maybe it's better for some to have restrictions and better for some not to have restrictions for the Fuji round. But if they all get points, they will have the restrictor for the next round. Still here, the battle for P7. Sekiguchi, hang in there. He was fighting for the podium, just had some accident in between and dropped down in position. We have another 10 laps to go. We will see how Ishiura makes it up his way to a better position. Because he is slowly getting closer and closer to the number 3 car, the Nissan GT-R in front. So here we have the leader. It's still the 6th car, Yamashita. And it looks like that Cassidy backed up a bit. And there is a gap in between the others behind. We have the Lexus Wakozu on top, and then keeper following. Another Lexus, Wet Sports, and then the Nissan GT-R, the Kondo Racing. Here we have the Calsonic Impul GT-R, which we did not see much today. Still fighting for P8. I believe that Sekiguchi, he might have some effect, as it affected a bit that he jumped. His time is dropping a little bit by little. 10 laps to go. We have another 10 laps. Everybody pushing hard. And I guess Yamashita is running away. But still, Nick keep on pushing. This will be for the 500 class. If it goes like this for the next 10 laps, it will be a Lexus party today. And for the 300 class, it will be a Nissan party today. So obviously we can see which manufacturers are being strong on the Chang International Circuit. Talking aside a bit, the Chang International Circuit, Chang is a beer manufacturer. So that's the owner of the circuit is a beer manufacturer, Chang beer. I think some of you have tried it before. It's one of my favorites too. And else the circuit is called the Buriram International Circuit. Buriram is up north on the map of Thailand. And I heard that this area is an area where you eat where the food is more spicier than other parts of Thailand. And I think that's true because for the past 4 years I've been there, it was quite spicy, but it's really good food there they have. So Kunimoto, he cannot hold still. He is fighting. His partner is obviously Tsuboi Sho is fighting for the podium, still keeping the third position with having the GTR from behind. Takaboshi is, I guess, pushing hard too. He just came back from the Nürburgring 24 hours race, where they had a beautiful race with the Kondo racing team. Well, it's been a week, so I don't think they have jet lag or something like that. That's the sister car of the Kondo racing, the realized Nissan GTR with Hiramine. That would be a beautiful win for them. They did kind of. They were so close yesterday with the qualifying. So. Right, another GTR and another GTR from behind as well. It's been for the past 5-6 years now that the GTR is so strong on this track. And that's the 11 car. This was the winner of last year, Hiranaka and Yasuda. Now it's Hiranaka, I guess, driving, and he wants to keep the position for the podium. Looking at the 300 class, we have the leader, the 56 car, the Nissan GTR, the 56, is a Yokohama tire, and the one behind, the number 10 car, the Gainer GTR, is as well Yokohama tire. And then we have on third place the Dunlops. And then just one Bridgestone, and then there's another overlap. Is that oh no, that's not an overlap, that's contact. But why? It's a 500 class and a 300 class, which means that the 64 car just slowed down, and the 11 and the car who was just driving behind did not obviously see the 500 class slowing down and went right into it. And here, that's the fight for P3. This is the fight for P3. Leon, the 65 car, they only changed the front tires. They are slowly catching up, and this is the fight for P3 with 7 laps to go. Gamo Naoya, he also just came back from the Nürburgring 24 hours race. There you go, super close now. And a bit of a gap again. And there you see the Rayberg car. Jensen is back on the track. The number 1 car, the last year's champion car, is back on the track. So they did fix the problems. However, I think they just need to try to get the checkers flag and going home with no points. Ooh, so now Hiranaka, he needs to push a bit more so that he can keep his position. The fight for P3 with 6 laps to go. Gamo Naoya, he was yesterday for the free practice, they were pretty fast. However, all of a sudden for the qualifying, they did not perform well. So maybe it's the tires they had yesterday for the qualifying was not expected as they performed. Now they are having two new tires at the front, and and 2 used one. Oh no! That's the D station, Aston Martin, with a flat tire. That's a puncture. They only changed the left ones, and that's a right one, which they did not change. That is unfortunate. They were at P5 at this moment, and they could get some points, but now that's still a way to go until the pits. That is so unfortunate. Sad. That's so sad for him. Well, this kind of things can happen. The track temperature must be very still high. So a lot of, it can be hard on the tires. So here we have back at the 500 class. That's the battle for P3. Now stuck a bit. The 24 Realized GTR is stuck behind the 300 class cars. Tough fight. That is a fight for the podium for P3. Here we have the number 6 car. Having quite a nice time now. They are on top. And they have a gap of 1.5 seconds. And you see the Aston Martin finally back in the pits, changing the tires, and will hopefully get back on the track as quick as they can so that they can still score some points. I don't know if that's possible, but let's keep our fingers crossed. It's getting closer and closer for the Gainer GTR and the Leon AMG with Gamo. Gamo is another aggressive driver. And that's by the way, that's the champion car of last year. He is currently the champion from last year. Pushing hard. Well, looking at this season's ranking, they still need some points. They are at P9. And with the weight handicap of 17 kilograms. So they both need some more points. Here we have the top, Sasha. He cannot keep his eyes open. He cannot, oh my god. His hands must be sweaty. That is a tough battle to look at, because look at that. The gap between the GTR from behind the number 10 car is not big anymore. This is a close fight. A super close fight. Ishikawa is in the car, pushing hard. He's another young driver. Very quick one though. With their combination is super good. Still, oh my god. Did you just see that? Yeah, he can't even keep his breath. But still, you can see a smile. Well, let's keep on watching who will end up in the middle of the podium. The battle of 2 GTRs. With 2 GTRs and with the Yokohama tires both. Oh my god, I cannot watch him. And he can't watch either. He's just started to, pray for the win. Much closer now. That is almost tail to nose. Almost. Ooh. That is tough. It's the same car with the same tires. Oh, and here he tries. Ishikawa tries to get into the inside, and they're back on the home stretch. Getting to the slipstream. he did, but now no. And there's the leader of the 500 class from behind, but he must be aware that this is a battle for the win for the 500 for the 300s. Okay, that was, and Nick Nick is being disturbed by the leaders of the 300, but it's both are fighting for P1. It's a battle for both of them. 2 Lexuses for the 500 class, 2 GTRs for the 300 class. Wow, this is breathtaking. And we have 2 laps to go. Oh my god. I wonder what their radio is saying right now. What they're saying to the team, or what oh, that was an overrun. Means that he's pushing hard. Teammate Hoshino is so there is this rule for the 4 wheels off the track. If you get off the track more than 5 times, then you get penalized apparently. So that was one for Ishikawa. I don't know how many he had, but we need to keep on the track, not get off the track too many times. So we are in the final lap. This battle is not too close. Maybe Yamashita is having a safe final lap with Nick pushing as hard as he can. And for the 300, it's not that easy. It's not that easy. Ishikawa pushing so hard from behind, and Hiramine trying to run as fast as he can to the checkered flag. Now we have some 500s disturbing them, and here you go. You have the sister car who just... Oh no! Oh no, the sister car! Oh my god! Ishikawa just overtook Hiramine while using the sister car of the 56 car, actually. Oh no, that is so ironic, isn't it? Wow, in the final lap. And here we go. Yamashita back at the home with the checkered flag. He kept his position. The number 6 car starting from position, pole to win it is. And Nick Cassidy, keeper LC 500 second, and Wet Sports on 3rd place. And for the 300s, winner is the number 10 car who just overtook this 56 in the final lap. Is this possible? Wow. Oh my god, he looks happy. Yes. Congratulations. And for the 300 class, 2nd position is the Realized GTR. The 56, which actually was leading all the way. And Leon Pyramid AMG on P3. Wow. Wow, so the 11 car dropped dramatically. It's not what I expected. It's truly not. Well, for the 500, it's Alexis Day, apparently. And for the 300s, we have 2 GTRs and 1 Mercedes on the podium. Congratulations, Yamashita! You did a great job. Very nice job. So this win for the Waco's team is since 2013. It's been a while. 6 years ago, they had it at the Motegi round, but wow, after 6 years having a win means a lot, I guess. Congratulations. This must be a great feeling. I mean, after this long race of keeping P1, having a few Lexuses from behind. Amazing. And I'm glad to know that he recovered well from his injury and is back with a win. for the Super GT Thai round. So he will take this position in front of the number 1 board. I wonder how his face expression is. That was a strong push. And for Kenta in the 500 class, I believe it's his first time to win. And here we have the number 10 car. Ishika. Oh, very nice. Congratulations. It's always beautiful to have those two. Nick looks happy too. Congratulations on your P2. Clear, nice fight, nice fight. This is sportsmanship. Beautiful to see these kind of, communications. Yes, and it is the fifth time for Oshima to win a Super GT race, 500 race, and for Yamashita it's the very first time to win. And here, 300 class, Ishikawa Keishi. Whoa, that was well done. That was the final lap. He just took his one chance to overtake. Oh, I see some tears. And he is waiting for his partner, Hoshino. And for Hoshino Kazuki, how many times did he win this race? It's his 3rd time in Thailand. Super strong. In 2014 and 2015, and now this year again. Oh, you see tears. Super happy. A new combination of those two this year. And then the director, Wakisaka Juichi, looks happy too. Very nice. We will wait for the interviews. Look at this, he's having tears. Is it his first win? Maybe. So we go with an interview. So that was a beautiful race. That was very nice teamwork. Le Mans Wacos, congratulations. Very nice combination. And the first win for this package, you two. For the team, it's been 6 years now. So congratulations. Well, so he did struggle a bit to just, not letting people overtake, but then it was the pit work which got us into the front again, and that was beautiful teamwork from the team. So he went back as top for his stint, and yeah, that was beautiful. The pit work was super beautiful, so he knew that he needed to keep this position for all the teammates, and he did it. And Wakisaka, your dream came true. Congratulations. And thank you very much. It's been a long time, and it was just as planned. I'm super happy about it, and thanks to the team. And I see some tears, but now I'm keeping my tears, being a man. And this Toyota battle with the 36, and then later with the 37 car, that was beautiful battle, but we won it through, and it was a beautiful race. And I think this team will get stronger and get stronger during the season. So thank you very much. It was really a nice win for us. Congratulations again. So we will wait for the interview of the 300 class. I wonder whether he will break out in tears. I used to interview Hoshino a lot within some tears involved. Here we go. The winner, Ishikawa Senshu. That was quite a drama last. And he wanted to overtake, but then he was said that there is a yellow, but there was apparently not. So he just took one shot and overtook, and the crowd was cheering for you a lot. And yes, Hoshino gave me the car in good position so I could fight for it all the best I did. And I see some tears here. And it's been a while since he won here, but he really wanted this win, and his team and the whole package, everyone was working so hard. So I really wanted to get this car into top position, and I gave the position in P3 to Ishikawa, and then everything was perfect this weekend. So it was one word, just perfect. The tires, the team, the machine was just a great setup. And how do you feel towards your team right now? What would you say to your team? What's the question? It was long since the last win, so I really wanted to give this win to the team. That's what he said. And that's what the tears just, told us. Beautiful, beautiful. So here we have the provisional results. We have the winner, the Wacos 4CR LC500. Congratulations. And P2, Keeper Tom's LC500. P3, Wet Sports Adwin LC500. We had a Lexus day today. And the only GTR on P4 with another Lexus Denso Kobelco Sart on P5. And P6, the Nissan Mochul GTR. The Zen Sermo came up to P7. And all the others we have here, the Nissan, and then another Lexus, and the first Honda. And here we have 23 car Mochul Otec GTR on P11, P12 Raybrick NSX GT, P13 the Keihin car. Here the provisional results for the 300 class. It's the number 10 car who won. Again, Gainer 10X AAA GTR. That was dramatic P1. Yes, congratulations. And P2, the Realized Nissan GTR. And on P3, the Leon Pyramid AMG, the former champion of last year. So that gave them a lot of points, I guess. Next round will be super heavy for some of them. Hoppy, who started from pole position, landed on P4. That's well done too, giving them many points. And here we have the rest. We have the Subaru, who did no tire change on P12. On P13, the Good Smile Hatsune Miku did no tire change either. And here we have the others ranking. Well, that was quite a tough race for us. Here we go with the series ranking for the GT500 class. On top, we have the winner from today. It's the number 6 car. And we have the 37 car Keeper Toms on second place, and the 38 car Zen Sermo on third place. For the 300 class series ranking, still, the 96 car with 2 wins of the season is ranking the board on top. Then we have the 55 car on P2, and the third is the second place of today's race, the 56 car. So we will have some replays here where Leon did overtake, and due to this overtake, they landed on the podium. So there was a little contact in front with the 500 classes, and then he took the chance. The 11 car spinned. That's why they dropped so quickly. That was unfortunate for them too. It was the contact, I think, in front which irritated them and got involved. Well, in racing, a lot of things can happen. So that was quite a lot of drama for the 300 class. For the 500s, that was a lot of pushing in the front. It's sad that the 36 car, they got pushed out at one point, but not too much of drama. Still having Hoshino with his tears in the eyes, and we have all the drivers waiting for the podium ceremony. We just saw Hiramine. He did want to get it. I mean, he was fighting for the win for the very last lap, but then he gave it away to the number 10 car. So, look at all these Keihin fans. Everyone blue. Well, the Keihin car had quite a lot of battles too, so I guess it was exciting for them to watch the race. Still a lot of fans there. I think they all moved down to the track, into the Park Fermé. So in this circuit, we have the podium on the other side of the track, and it takes a little bit of time till all the drivers get there, so we will wait for it. This is the Parc Fermé. All the machines lined up. They had a beautiful race today with one safety car and not too many contacts. So here we have a drone picture again from above. You see the podium. And the ceremony will start soon. Exciting race today, wasn't it? I mean, the races where I get to talk about, personal backgrounds of the drivers means that there is, a lot of time to talk about that. But today I did not get to speak much about the personalities, did I? It was super exciting. The battle on the track there was so much happening. Wow. Amazing race, especially for the 300s. And here Gamo he did push hard and overtook in the last lap and landed on the podium, the two winners of last season. And it's always good to have a race without any rain from above. We will see. We will have the next round. Round 5 will be at Fuji Speedway. And it will be a long one, a very long one. It will be the 500 miles, which is about 800K. A long summer race in the midst of the Japanese summer holidays. And it will get hot in Japan too, and in Fuji too. And in addition, we have a kind of a typhoon season in Japan too, so I hope that there will be no rain involved in the next round. The podium is getting ready for the ceremony. So usually in Japan, in the races in Japan, we have the sparkling sake, but I presume that this time it's not the sparkling sake. It will be maybe champagne. We will see what they have prepared for us. It would be funny if it was Chang beer. So here we have the Bridgestone crowd, the fans from Bridgestone. It's so nice because in Japan we do have the taikos and we always have the Nissan fans cheering, but here always at the Thai round we have the cheering from the Bridgestones, and they do cheer like on a soccer game. They cheer while singing and having the drums and everything. So it's quite another atmosphere than a race in Japan. Okay, we are getting ready for the podium ceremony.
อันดับที่1ครับกับรถหมายเลข10ครับไกเนอร์ทันแนก Triple A GTR
So just started, I
2คนครับ
guess.
คาซุกิโฮชิโนะและเคอิชิอิชิคาวะครับ
Well, that is they are calling out the names of the 300 drivers. Hoshino and Ishikawa, congratulations. And P2
อันดับที่3ครับ
is
รถหมายเล
Hiramine
ข65
and Fenestras.
ลีออนพีระมิด
Congratulations.
AMG ครับนักแข่ง2คนครับฮารุกิ
And
คุโรซาวะและ
P3 we have the Mercedes AMG, the Leon 65 car with Kurosawa and Gamo.
และขอเรียนเชิญมิสเตอร์ซิเกคิโคบายาชิที่ปรึกษาสถานเอกอัครราชทูตญี่ปุ่นประจำประเทศไทยให้เกียรติมอบรางวัลครับ
So we have the award given by Mr. Shigeki Kobayashi. He's the counselor and director of Japan Information Service, Embassy of Japan in Thailand. The award will be given to him by the Chang Queens, they call.
ครับ Realize Nissan Automobile Technical College GTR
Congratulations to the team of GTR, the Gainer GTR.
และโพเดียมอันดับที่3ครับรถหมายเลข65 Leon Pyramid AMG
It's an interesting cup. They have the award. It's in the shape of the circuit, I guess.
และในลำดับต่อไปครับจะเป็นการมอบรางวัล AUTOBACS นะครับให้กับอันดับที่1ครับนั่นคือรถหมายเลข10นะครับ
Now
ผ
we
ม
have
ไกเนอ
the
ร์ทันแนก Triple A
AUTOBACS
GTR
award,
ครับขอเรียนเชิญมิสเตอร์ซูเฮ
which will be given by the presenter, Mr. Shuhei Fukuda.
ขอเรียนเชิญครับ
He's the managing director of CM AUTOBACS Company Limited.
ขอแสดงความยินดีด้วยนะครับขอเสียงปรบมื
So
อด้วย
that's
ครับ
the AUTOBACS trophy.
และลำดับต่อไปเป็นรางวัล J Sport Best Performance ครับขอเรียนเชิญมิสเตอร์ฮิโรชิมิฮาระทีมลีดเดอร์ทีม Two Production Division J Sport Corporation ครับ
Now we have the J Sports Best Performance Award, which is given by the presenter, Mr. Hiroshi Mihara, team leader of Team 2 and Production Division of J Sports Corporation. The big J Sports board is given to him. And it will be given to the winners. Congratulations, 500,000 yen.
และเรียนเชิญทุกท่านถ่ายภาพร่วมกันครับ
Time to party for you guys. All right, so we will go to the photo session. Ooh, nice picture from the drones. A lot of media.
ขอขอบคุณนักแข่งทุกท่านและขอขอบคุณผู้ที่ให้เกียรติมอบรางวัลครับมิสเตอร์ชิเกกิโคบายาชิครับที่ปรึกษาสถานเอกอัครราชทูตญี่ปุ่นประจำประเทศไทยครับ
So another
ขอ
photo
ขอบคุณ
session
มิสเตอร์
with
ซู
the
เฮ
trophy.
ฟุกุดะ Managing Director บริษัทสยามออโต้แบกจำกัดครับ
So they
และ
will
ขอขอบ
have
คุณ
the
มิสเตอร์ฮิโร
champagne
ชิมิฮาระทีมลีดเดอร์ทีม2
given
Production
from
Division
the
J
Chang
Sport Corporation ครับ
Queens. And we will have the sparkling fight, the champagne fight.
แชมเปญทอม
So Okay, Hidamine cannot open his one, but they are having quite a time. Hoshino looking super happy. Congratulations. Oh, it's a Chang original one. The label is a Chang one. Is it? It's the original Chang sparkling wine. Is that beer inside? No, it's not Chang beer. It's Chang sparkling
นี่คือ
wine.
ในคลาสของ GT 300 ครับ
So
และในช่วงต่อ
congratulations
ไป
to
ครั
you
บเรา
again.
จะเข้าสู่พิธีการมอบรางวัลในคลาส
Very
ของ
nice
GT
fighting on the
500 กันครับ
track. A photo session still? Congratulations. Well, there are a few face expressions.
นี่นะครับผ่านไปเรียบร้อยครับ
Hidamine obviously
ช
not
มหน้า
looking
ของเจ้า
happy.
ของทั้ง 3 โพเดียมครับในคลาสของ GT
P1 and
300 กับรายการ Super
P3,
GT ครับ
they look quite happy. Ishikawa, his very first win. Yes, Hoshino must be super happy. It's his third time to win, actually. And that's Kumakichi, that's the Lexus bear character. He is so cute. So cute. I wonder whether he got on the airplane like that. Yeah, because it was Alexis Day for the 500 class. Yeah. The bear for the winning 3 teams. We are getting ready for the ceremony. Oh, he's so cute. Very nice character. I always hug him when I go to the pits and see him, and super cute. He cannot talk. Well, he doesn't like speak, but you totally understand what he needs or what he wants to say and what he needs to say. Super cute. Well, like here you can see that it's a stadium circuit because you can see up to all the corners in the back. There's the Chang International Circuit Hotel in the very back.
และในช่วงต่อไปครับเรามาพบกับชมหน้าของทั้ง 3 โพเดียมครับในคลาส GT 500 เริ่มต้นที่โพเดียมอันดับที่ 1 ครับรถหมายเลข 6 ครับ Wagos 4CR LC 500
let's go to the award giving, the prize giving ceremony of the 500 class. The winners of this race is Wagos 4CR.
ต่อเนื่องไปที่โพเดียมอันดับที่ 2 ครับรถหมายเลข 37
LC 500 with Oshima and Yamashita. Congratulations. P2, we have Keeper Tom's LC
และอันดับ
500.
ที่ 3 ครับรถหมายเลข 19
Hirakawa
ครับ
and
Westport
Nick
Advance
Cassidy.
LC 500 ครับนักแข่ง 2 คนครับยูจิคุนิโมโตะและโชซุโวย
And on P3, we have Wet Sports LC 500 with
และขอเรียนเชิญ
Kunimoto
คุณ
and
สุรพลอุทิน
Tsuboi.
ทุผู้อำนวยการสำนักประสานงานภายนอก
Wow.
บริษัทไทย
Lexus
บริษัท
Day.
ไทยเบเวอเรจจำกัดมหาชนครับให้เกียรติมอบรางวัล
And
กับ
again
โพเดียมอันดับที่
with
1 ก่อน
the
เลยนะครับ
Bridgestone tires in the middle.
ขอเสียงให้กับ
And one team
Vago
with Zero
4CR LC 500 ครับ
So this award, this prize is given by the presenter, Mr. Suropol Utsinchu. He was waving the green flag before. He's the Vice President of Office of External Affairs, Thai Beverage Public Company Limited. So he's the representative of Chang International Company Limited. Thanks to you, we have this circuit.
และลำดับต่อไปครับจะเป็นรางวัลออโต้แบกนะครับขอเรียนเชิญมิสเตอร์ซูเฮฟุกุดะ Managing Director บริษัทสยามออโต้แบกจำกัดให้เกียรติมอบรางวัลครับ
And the AUTOBACS trophy will be
ให้กับรถหมาย
presented
เลข
by
6 นะครับ
Mr.
ผม
Shuhei Fukuda,
Wagos 4CR
Managing
LC
Director
500 ครับ
of CM AUTOBACS Company Limited.
และขอเรียนเชิญทุกท่านถ่ายภาพร่วมกันนะครับ Photo Session
So now we go to the photo session.
ขอขอบคุณสุรพลบุตรทินทุผู้อำนวยการสำนักประสานงานภายนอกบริษัทไทยเบเวอเรจจำกัดมหาชนครับให้เกียรติมอบรางวัลนะครับ
Okay, it's
และขอ
unique.
ขอบคุณมิสเตอร์ซูเฮ
We have
ฟูกุดะ
a
Managing Director
Thai
บริษัทสยามออโต้แบกจำกั
speaker,
ดครับ
Thai MC at the circuit. So the ceremony is held in Thai language actually. There we go with the sparkling wine. The
ขอ
Chang
แสดงความยินดี
original
และขอเสียง
sparkling
ปรบมือ
wine.
ครับผมช่วงนี้
To boy a bit too early, but oh wow. Yamashita running away and Nick following him all the way through down to the crowd of the media. Having all the champagne as a shower from on top. Nick looks happy too. Well, congratulations to all of you. That was clean battle, clean fighting,
คว้าโพเดียมอันดับ 1
super
2 และ
racing.
3 ในคลาส GT 300 และ GT 500 เป็นที่เรียบร้อยแล้วนะครับ ต้องขอบพระคุณพี่ๆสื่อมวลชนทุกๆท่านครับ ขอบคุณคุณผู้ชมที่มาร่วมเป็นส่วนหนึ่งในการแข่งขันครั้งนี้นะครับสำหรับวันนี้
Another photo session.
ในช่วงของกิจกรรมนะบริเวณแทร็กช้างอินเตอร์เนชั่นแนลเซอร์กิตตอนนี้หมดเวลาเป็นที่เรียบร้อยนะครับ
And another photo session with the trophy again. Interesting, the shape of the trophy. Pretty interesting, isn't it? So here's the next schedule for the Fuji round. It will be held August 3rd for the qualifying and August 4th for the final. The round 5 of Fuji Speedway, this will be a long one. It's the 500 miles, which is almost about 800K, which is very interesting. We just cleared the half of the season. We have 4 races left. And it gets interesting with all those teams having more weight and more weight. And we will have more teams with restrictors on their engines for the next Fuji round. So that's the thing which makes the Super GT round very, very interesting and unpredictable. Please follow us on this channel for the next 4 rounds up all the way to the last round. The next one will be August 3rd and August 4th. I will see you there. I hope I can share many, many more knowledges of my experience and of the beautiful race of Super GT. それでは皆さんまた富士で会いましょう。またね。